Yeah, what a song, yo. I'm ready. To YouTube, 0.0%. Just making sure. because I don't know what's in the terms and conditions of YouTube, but you know, it's a green bottle. So what's up, everyone? Second time today. It's going to be a relatively short one, about 30 minutes, and the reason is there is some news now. So Powell is speaking, and I'm just curious to see if we get any volatility. We spoke about it shortly in the afternoon, but yeah, let's see if anything happens on the chart. Now, I do like to say that the 886 down here on the chart has been touched. So just to jump immediately in, if we zoom in, let me double check if the measurement is, yeah, so if we jump in, you can see that the 886 is touched. Now, what does that mean? It means that the probabilities increase for price to take out this low, and any move to the upside has a higher probability of being a wave C or Y or some corrective structure. But by all means, increasing the probabilities to take out the low. So let's see. No. Although crypto, good morning. If it is morning for you, by the way, you must be living somewhere on the Asian side, no? Good morning, man. Offline, welcome. Sibel, Netherlands. Ayo, gangsters, yo. Trading Queen, good to have you here. How's your husband? Still trading happily together? Marijn, what's up? How you doing? Jeffrey, welcome. Power Meet, Mr. Amit. Just saying hi before Capoeira. I see. Enjoy, man. Enjoy Capoeira. It's like the fighting / dancing thing. No? Thoughts on a funded account? It's probably for many people better to try to get funded than trading with a personal account on an exchange. And the main reason is that in order to pass a funded account, you need a plan. Like you can maybe get lucky once, but you're going to lose that account in no time if you do not have the skill set. So what it does, and by the way, go to a trustworthy funded thing. Don't try to limit yourself on, oh, this one is like $10 cheaper than the other. Just go to like an FTMO or something. But what I think is best is you need a plan and a strategy. So clearly, if you lose, something's going wrong. Plus, you also get data about your trading, which you should analyze if you feel. So instead of throwing money away in funded accounts, which is literally the same as blowing accounts like yourself, at least you then blow a funded account, but you got data for it as well. So yeah, I think it's something that's definitely worth checking if that's something you find interesting. And also start with the lowest amount. Don't go for the 100K stuff, right? Like start with a 5K, with whatever is the lowest, 10K, invest $50, I don't know, $100, I don't know, the lowest possible, and start with that. Because if you cannot pass a funded account, it's a waste of money to throw away hundreds of dollars just to try and get 100K. Instead, get the lowest one, 5K, 10K, pass that one, right? And if you then trade profitably, use the profits to buy a new one, and then buy a 50K one, right? And then use the profits of that one to buy another one, and then a 100K one. So don't try to go for 100, 200K. It's going to be a waste of money. I'll tell you up front, right? So yeah, it basically teaches you that you need a plan or a strategy, else you're not going to pass. And if you can't pass a funded challenge, you're not going to be profitable. Very unlikely being profitable in the markets with your personal account. So yeah, I definitely can recommend. Yeah, I'm waiting on ABC and wave 2 to short around 64.5K towards 53. ABC and 2. Well, yeah, I'm still actually personally waiting for a finish, for an impulse to finish. Still looking for a wave 4. And then a 5 to still move down, actually. Instead of having a finished 1 here. Probabilities are low for that. I'll shortly summarize the analysis. We're going to keep an eye on the local time frame just because we analyzed everything earlier today in the live stream, and we have some news now which is more interesting. So observing local price action is interesting. But just to show you, the bearish scenario is an impulse where we are waiting for a wave 4 that is the same size as your wave 2 minimum, preferably, or longer. As most commonly, a wave 4 is longer than a wave 2 in time, which means that if we take the low, preferably from a wave 4 perspective, you swing it and then continue this range, move up, maybe hit the point of control of this range would be nice, 05382, and then after the 1-to-1, go down for your 5, right? So, but that's of course hypothetical, but it's an idea to create a bigger 4, because what you're waiting for is a bigger sideways 4, the same length in time of 2, not too short. And a flat is also a common structure in 4, by the way. A, B, C, and then we'll see what happens after. And the bullish scenario is an ABC, a 3-wave structure. And in that case, you then have a finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The problem now, however, is that if you have a finished ABC and you look for impulsive continuation to the upside, price hit the 886. 886, very rare for 2, common for a wave B or X, increasing the probabilities for price to take out this low. Any move to the upside now has a higher probability of being a wave C or Y or any whatever corrective structure, and take the lows at a later stage, which is of course also limiting probabilities for this scenario. Second, your wave C is very extended, moving quite far beyond the 1.618, which also is less common for a wave C compared to a wave 3. So the probabilities would be higher for an impulse, where the probabilities at the moment inside an impulse are highest to look for a wave 4 to form. Target area for 4 is on the chart. It's basically the whole white zone. And a wave 4 of a higher degree likes to retrace to the wave 4 of a lower degree, which is the range, because we're then looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So then we have this range here. And we actually, I'm not sure, did we touch it? I think we didn't. We just missed out. No, we just missed out. But 64.2K to 64.7K would be your main area for your wave 4. And preferably finishing after the 1-to-1 on the chart, which is tomorrow 10 a.m. Central European time. So yeah, that's what's going on at the moment. That's what we keep an eye on. Local structures are always most interesting. They give the most information. So you can pull this 886, by the way, from the low here. All right, let's see which one is lower. To the high, drag it to the right. Coinbase touched. So yeah. So let's see if we get some volatility, and then tomorrow morning is going to be a new, more full update. Tonight, when I go live in the evenings, it's generally more chilling. It's more relaxing, chilling. By the way, as long as you don't get a longer wave 4, right? You're just looking for downside till you get a bigger wave 4 that's actually similar to 2. That's what you're looking for. Saraga, welcome. Mark. Your clogs. Palmit, welcome. Dog. Man. Dog. I have no idea. Dog. It's not it looks so simple. Dog. What a great time for a live. Thank you. Pleasure, Mugandusi. Always a pleasure. Yeah, I was wondering, shall I go live in the morning? Shall I go live or shall I not? I decided no, I'm going live. Yeah. Gustav is sitting next to me, short and chill. Yeah, what's up, Gustav? How you doing, man? Nice to see you two are watching together. How about that? Instead of watching your typical 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. evening show, you're like with the wife and the hubby, you actually like you go into YouTube and watch this random guy from the south of France talk about the charts for 30 minutes. All right. Yeah, thanks guys. I mean, look, Trading Queen and Gustav, actually, like I say random, but they've been here already for a long time now. So, I mean, I kind of like, I know them hypothetically speaking from the fact they're on the channel so often. So, yeah. Good to have you two here. Can price sometimes touch invalidation point and be not invalidated? So if you have, so I gotta use so you if you say invalidation, so imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have an impulse. The moment wave 2 goes below wave 1, the origin of 1, it's a full invalidation. There's no gray area, right? So that's an example, right? If wave 3 is shorter than 1 and 5, that's an invalidation of an impulse. If wave 4 overlaps the price action on 1, it's an invalidation of an impulse. However, the 0.618, just to have this example, this is probabilities. The 0.618 functions as an invalidation for 4, but theoretically, a 618 is not an invalidation if you look in the theory. Common target is 236 to the 05. And the 618 is not, based on the theory, regarded as an invalidation for 4. However, if a wave 4 hits the 618, the probabilities for that move down to be a wave 4 are so incredibly low that it basically works as an invalidation. And in my lifetime, I have never ever period seen a wave 4 move to a 618 and bounce in a 5. Neither, by the way, has Kennedy from, he used to be a teacher, I believe, but at Elliott Wave International for like 20 years. So, no, like it's so, in theory, it's not an invalidation. In practice, you just use it kind of as an invalidation because you can better start looking for other structures if price would hit it, like a 112, or you got an ABC to the upside. That's a lot better than trying to force a wave 4 that hits a 618, which is not something that I can recommend. So and then of course, like if you have a double zigzag clear invalidation, so you have an ABC, correction, ABC, wave X should not go above wave W. That's a hard invalidation. So, if wave X hits the 0.7 taken from the start to the end of your W, it only reduces probabilities, but it is not an invalidation, right? But it does reduce probabilities. So it's knowing the finer, like it's experience. But a 618 for a wave 4 is, it's pretty much an invalidation. Yeah. Same with the 886. So the 886 is not an invalidation for a wave 2, right? But the moment it's touched, the probabilities are simply low for it to be a wave 2. So you're going to be looking for price to take out the low, which might actually happen during the stream, which would be nice. So, and of course you can move up in a 3 if an 886 is touched. There's no rule that says you can't, because the official invalidation for 2 is taking the low of 1. But, you're only going to start thinking about wave 3s if you move beyond the 1.618 trend-based fib extension taken from the start to the end to the 886. So basically, if you hit an 886, your priority is going to be, okay, what scenarios can I think of here where the low is going to be taken? And only if we see bullish structure and impulsive moves and volume and whatever grinding up, you might be like, oh, could it be? No. So it's just very uncommon. But but then again, an 886 is not an invalidation. It's just something that impacts probabilities. So you got to know, these are things that I explain them on the channel quite a lot, but I'm actually surprised not many Elliott Wave analysts, at least I don't know anyone else, that talks as much about the 886 and the 618 compared to what I do, because they're so important. But then again, it's not in the theory. This is implementation and experience. And everyone has a different experience or different type of implementation, I suppose. But if you actually learn the theory very well, you will quickly realize an 886 is rare for 2, and you will quickly realize a 0.7 in a WXY is very uncommon, and you'll quickly realize that a 618 for a wave 4 is like an invalidation. It's like hidden in the theory, but instead of reading the theory as it is, you got to connect different bits and pieces, and then you're like, and then you put it to work on the charts, and then you realize, oh shit, yeah, it's actually true. So what if we take the low right away? Would this start off a wave 3? I mean, we're already, like, based on the local chart, this already would be classified at the moment as a wave 3, right? So you have your 1 diagonal, your 2, and then you have your 3 to the downside, where you can also see a volume increase, right? Now you're just waiting really for a wave 4, which then is this. If we look for an impulse down, right, you're going to be looking for 1, 2, 3, and you want to see a 4 before then another leg down in 5. Interesting how volume is increasing as well, by the way. But of course, a wave 3 can extend very far. So yeah, this to me has a higher probability to be a lower degree 4. So not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This wave 4 is shorter than the 382 Fib time of 2. Meaning, in time, this range is not even 40% compared to this structure here in time, right? So it's not even half the size, which is very, very uncommon for 4. So yeah. So we're waiting for, of course, a longer sideways range. And as long as we don't get it, we simply look down, really. I mean, even after a longer range, you look down in an impulse. Oh, hey, we took the low. Ta-da! The 886 probabilities played out. That's nice. It's Doug. Oh, Doug. Okay. Doug. Just dog without a... Doug. Okay. Welcome, Gazalem. How you doing? We take the low now. Yes, we did. We did. Trading Queen. Anjana, always a pleasure. Shirley, good to have you here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Other side of the world. How you doing? How are you doing? Shirley has been here for a long time as well. She was the one that found TPO charts in the indicator section in TradingView. Interesting. BBL, welcome. So your holiday, of course, in St. Lucia was really, really good. I'm actually curious to see what you did there. Like, what's the experience? Did you hike, swim? Like, what type of activities did you do there? Now we, by the way, to the downside, we have some support daily. That's the only thing left. We also already hit the weekly naked point of control, so we have a daily just below. And if I then open all of my levels, you can see the next one here is 60.2K. Now, mind you that we do have a couple of lows here. So there's, of course, some volume for potential swing failure type of structure. Yeah, if you lose these lows here, then 60.2K is definitely has potential. No? Has potential. So let's remove everything from the chart. Remove the clutter. Remove this as well because this already played out now. Volume continues to increase so far. Do we have any CVD divergences as we are taking the low? If you have, then they already played out. So we had a bearish CVD divergence here. We also had a small one here, by the way. And these already played out. Also, the bigger one here played out because you took the low. So all of the CVD divergences here have played out. So now that price took the low, you need to wait for a new range to form or a bounce, and then you can check the CVDs again. At the moment, like as price is moving down, CVD is not like you took the low, everything played out, so it's not really relevant. You got to wait for a new range or a bounce. Yeah, so got to be patient. How do we identify order blocks on the chart? Do I have a video about this on YouTube? No, I don't think so. I do have it in the gold Elliott wave section in more detail though. So with an order block, I think the best example I can give really is on the weekly chart. It's easiest. So an order block, right? At least like, look, so there are some people like that have like different damn, what's the word in English, like a different, let me just call it explanation of what they use as what an order block is, right? What I like to see is an order block being a candle in the opposite direction of a move, where after the order block you have a quick structure. So for example, price moves up, you have one red candle, and then we go to the upside. Definition, interpretation, thank you guys. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, I'm toast. I had the craziest gym session. When I went to the shower, right? And I wanted to dry my head, and you have to do like this. Man, I couldn't. Like my tricep, like I just couldn't, like I still struggle now. I can't like stretch my arm and so yeah, as an example, right, you got an order block on a weekly time frame. Now you can also, of course, find order blocks on a daily. Price moves up, red candle up, comes back down, hits the order block, continues to the upside, right? It's quite a nice one actually. No? You can, on any time frame, you can find order blocks. Now, on a 4-hour time frame, then again, do we have a bit of a nice, like a little bit of an order block, right? So what you're going to be looking for is, hey, price is moving. We have one candle in the opposite direction, and then we continue. And then if price ranges, this order block, as we then call it, is important support. You also have people that use order blocks at the lows or the highs. I'm not really someone that really does this. Like for example here, right? So here you're in a range, and then you have this one red candle, and then boom, you go up, right? And then you come down, and then you would expect price to find support, at least temporarily, for the first time when it hits, at the order block. It also fills the gap, by the way, on a 4-hour here. But you then, you expect some support, which we did shortly, and then it filled. But it's still a good example. Here we had a move up, order block, second leg up, came back down, hit the block, and we continued up. So you can find that on any time frame. And now, by the way, let's see if I go 6 hour, 12 hour, not really, it's not too great. Like arguably here, this area is now like an order block as well. Yeah, I like the ones in the middle of a move, So. And Demil Al-Milon, welcome. Welcome. Good to have you. So tired with a sideways market. I got this. Depends a little bit, I guess, on the time frame you use. In my case, I like the lower time frames as well, and even a sideways market is impulsive at times, which is nice. So we have been sideways, of course, for 6 months on a high time frame, but it's still a range between 70 and 49. So not bad. Still wave 3 if we take again the low. Possibly. It depends if this, like the thing is, if we're looking for a 4, right, you need a flat now or a WXY. You want this to continue. If we just continue down, right, and this is it, then yeah, I'm looking for wave 3 to just continue. Volume increasing, price moving down. If we are not ranging here till at least tomorrow morning 10 a.m., it's higher probabilities that this is just another 4, or you're gonna start thinking about multi 1-2s, but not yet. So we are still at support here. Got to be patient. So of course, now that the low is taken, you got to be thinking in a wave 4 about a flat, for example, or a WXY. But a flat is a bit more common than a WXY if price takes the low in that case. Common target for B is actually a little bit lower, 63 to 62.9. But what you then want to see, of course, is price to hold support or come back up and then just continue the range till tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. minimum. And then price can drop again. Ronnie from Madrid. Okay, Ronnie, is this another account, yo? I had no idea. The Mil al Mil. So Ronnie, everyone, I spoke about Ronnie in a previous live stream when I came back from Barcelona. So I met Ronnie at the conference in Barcelona, which was really cool. It was a very nice conference. Great to also network and meet some people in real life. And one of the people I met there happens to be Ronnie. Now, Ronnie joined the community on Telegram just before Barcelona. And then we happened to meet in Madrid. And he is a content creator himself. He has a channel. He has a YouTube channel as well. And he's going to start to be more active there again on YouTube. He's more active on Instagram. And he is in the market since 2016. So quite a bit longer than myself. And he's been to events around the globe, knows many content creators as well. And we had dinner at a restaurant, very nice restaurant at the port in Barcelona called Velissimi, I think it was. And had a great time. Like, it's nice to have like a one-on-one and get to know Ronnie a bit better. He has a crazy career, very entrepreneurial. So, comes from Germany back in the day. Eventually, when the wall was teared down, he moved to Spain for a couple of years. And in Spain, he started a business. The discotheque was in Mexico. What was it again in Spain? He started a... what was it? You started the club in Mexico, but in Spain you also started a business, but I forgot what it was. What was it again in Spain? I forgot. That's bad. It probably hits me in a second. And then in Mexico or in South America, he found his wife, la di la di la, and then eventually moved back to Germany, started another business. Oh wait, and also in South America, he got into trading, but then actually physically trading sugar and was it oil or something else, like commodities? And so sugar was one of them. I don't think it was oil, it was something else. And then he moved to Germany, started a business building stands, for events. And then he, and already around that time, he got in touch with actually like the charts as well. And, the rest is history. So, it was great to talk to Ronnie. Very, like, in a way, also inspirational because of, his entrepreneurial drive, which I really like. I love speaking with entrepreneurs. I don't care if you're starting or if you're up there, like, it's just I like it. I like those stories. I like the vibe, and also I learn a thing or two. But very entrepreneurial, very, very nice. Good to have you here, man. Good to have you here. Yup, another one. That's because of the news. So yeah, we took the low. Nice. The rabbit hole. Welcome, Royal Spice. What may happen on the higher time frame after a 5-wave down? You're going to look for a 3-wave correction and another 5 down. So you're going to be looking for 1, 2, and then whatever 3. And eventually you need a 4 and 5, 3 waves up, and then another move down. To create at a bare minimum, you're going to have an ABC, right? And then you continue. And your most bearish scenario would be 1, 2, and then you continue down. But at the moment, an ABC as like if you do like get an impulse here, then ABC has higher probabilities at the moment than an impulse 1, 2, 3. Lots of protein and electrolytes. Yeah, I also got a ISO 0 whey whatever powder, like for the shake. So I got it from the gym. I think the brand is Nutrition. I mean, super general. So Yeah, and it's very much for recovery afterwards as well, and had a good dinner. So, beat Mark. $58.60K incoming. Let's say keep working out. Yeah, it's still good for the recovery process, especially of course the proteins. High protein, and depends on your day. Like if you eat a lot of protein during the day, you probably don't need it. But depending on your food during the day, it might be good to have. Do you use the order book? No, I don't use the order book. I tried it in the past, but it just makes things more complex than I need to have to trade. Elevator down. Steps up, elevator down. I mean, for now, like it's still a good move. We hit some support, and now we are slowly losing it. But let's see where we go. No, I mean, so far so good. We were looking for downside. I mean, it's literally in the thumbnails. When did we start? So 7 days ago is a retracement due. And then also 10 hours, that's the retracement we were looking for. I had a live stream. I had a live stream here that also said, is the retracement due? I don't know why it's not in the list. But yeah, we had a couple of stuff going on with, we were kind of like looking for a retracement with the content just before the weekend hit. And then we had the weekend range. And then on Sunday, we were like, well, like looking for either a WXY or an ABC 1, 2, 3. But in both cases, you preferably take the lows, no? So, and we did. And now we're here. And because of the extension, an impulse now has higher probabilities than an ABC. So, yeah, you're just going to follow along till eventually we range in a 4. B-Team Crypto. My VPN is set to the Netherlands. You may now refer to me as Matt Dutch. Look at him go. Inflation is under control, right? You tell me. I don't know. I don't follow inflation and fundamental stuff, to be honest. Should I tell you my story about how I started my custom exhaust business from scratch? Yes. Man, that's so cool. A custom exhaust? Like for what? Motorbikes? Cars? I do like custom exhaust, man. Like my motorbike that I had was so I had a 2010 limited Rossi edition Yamaha R7. Yo, and the exhaust on that thing came from the racing industry. Yo, what a noise. It was an open pipe, like open. Nothing inside. Oh, that was a good one. I also like it on cars, not on like a regular per se, but I do like a good exhaust on a sports car. Yeah. It's just nice. Like you're clicking the button, right? Start engine. Yeah, we like that. It just makes you smile, when you're in the car. That's nice. Taught myself how to weld from forums. Yeah, it's all on the internet, no? You want to start a business? It's on the internet, no? My ex-girlfriend could start the business as well. She was pretty exhausting. Maybe, it says X, of course. But yeah, you can learn pretty much everything online. It just takes time. It takes time to learn, but if you enjoy doing it, you'll probably put the time in. Do you still have that business, Solid Fab? Like you actually still build custom exhausts? Would be nice to... so what else do we have going on here? Tuesday, that's tomorrow, Thursday. We got quite some stuff coming still. So 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. The thing is, of course, if you lose the support, there's not much left unless you like swing the lows here, and you still have this little range. But as you can see, it's kind of been tested, no? Tested once. But the fact that you did take this low now also again increases probabilities we're looking for an impulse. So, yeah. Shokun, oh, cheers, Mark. I know that you don't look at patterns, but can you check for me, please? On the weekly, Bitcoin is that 3 white soldiers. It's the best bullish pattern. Now, I am not a pattern trader, right? So I don't have the, let's say, expertise you might look for. But if I'm like, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is out of my expertise. Right? I never did anything with candlestick patterns. I just read about it like years ago. Isn't the 3 white soldiers pattern a pattern that exists after a low is made and then it's the first 3 and not a retracement and then you have 3? No? Like you come down, you make a low, and then you have candle 1, 2, and then candle 3. And I think the three soldiers, whatever, shouldn't they change the market structure? I'm an Elliott wave guy, and I use point of controls and Fibonacci and CVD. Chat's probably got like there's someone here that knows more about candlestick patterns than I do. I'm pretty sure. So 3 white soldiers. 3 white soldiers. What's going on here? Let me see. Pictures. Was I correct or am I wrong? So we come down low and then three candles. But here you don't change the structure. Here you do. Signs of strength. This is not at the low. This is at the low. Signs of strength. Yeah, 3 in a row. This is this is at the low, and then you have 3 up. Break of structure. I guess I was like kind of close. So, so on a weekly time frame, look, preferably, I guess you want to see them at the low, which we didn't. But in some of the pictures. Yeah, there's the potential there for it to be true. Patrick Visser, good evening, Koen. This is Patrick from the Just Be Free family. Guys. So Patrick, together with his wife Tamara and 2 kids. Wait 1 second. They have a Dutch YouTube channel. So this is for the Dutchies, okay? It's for the Dutchies. But wait. So what they did, which is really impressive, is they sold everything they owned. So first of all, hi Patrick, nice to have you. We kind of went over the Elliott wave analysis. We're now in the chatting and Q&A section of the stream where I just answer questions and engage with chat. But so this is the channel, Just Be Free Family. If you're Dutch, you might find it very interesting. If you're English, you might not understand, but it might still be interesting. But what they did is they sold everything they had when Bitcoin was at 16 to 18K. I think like their average entry was about 18, Tamara told me. And I met them at the Bloven event in Barcelona, which was in the evening on the 25th. And there were different content creators there, and they were one of the people that were there. And so they are basically living, as they kind of say here, by like just using Bitcoin. Like it's a Bitcoin family. There's another family Like that's well-known English channel that did that in the past. But yeah, in the Netherlands, we got the Just Be Free family, right? So Patrick, Tamara, and the 2 kids, and they've been in the past year traveling the world. They now live in Spain for a bit, and yeah, they just go, and they share more about like their plans and how they approach like the chart and their investment, and they share about their travels. So they got a website up and running, I see, which is very nice, because here I am without a website still. So yeah, you know, we had a great time. It was great speaking to Patrick and Tamara. They're very enthusiastic, like very positive people. And I do like daredevils, right? Like sold everything, and the choice was made, I believe, more or less on the cycle theory. So no banking, all Bitcoin, all just Bitcoin. Yeah, and if they do earn stuff like with the content and whatnot, they put it in Bitcoin, I believe, as well. So yeah, that's really cool. Is that Didi? I don't know who Didi is, but this is Patrick and Tamara. Yeah, so they are Dutch. So if you're Dutch, you can stop the stream and read this, or of course check the website. So yeah, 1.4k subs. Their oldest video, they started like actively engaging with YouTube about a year ago, right? Sold a car, and then and then, you know, here they are. So yeah, very impressed with their story, and especially the choice, because you know, you can imagine, like, it's a big it's like a big risk, but it's at least a well-calculated risk based on cycle theory. They made the choice, and now here they are, Bitcoin at like where are we now? Like 63k. So and they've been traveling the world with the kids. So yeah, very nice. Just Be Free family. So nice to see you like jump in. So click on the sub. I am Dutch, so it's interesting to me, and I'll be following your story. 16, 8, 23. So we got some solid. That's Tamara, by the way, here. That's Patrick. So there you go. That's Patrick. Yeah, great. After the event in like after the Blofen event, I gotta say, I've been a bit slow with messaging and checking the channel. So I met Just Be Free family, like Patrick and Tamara. I met David Tag, so I still got to follow him as well. I met Bitcoin Cobra, Ronnie, who was in chat earlier. Did I meet anyone else? Like content creation wise? Yes, I met MA Day Trading, which is, I think, I'm not sure if they're English or Dutch, but they are Dutchies. The company is run by Dutchies. So MA Day, Mad Trading. Who else? Who else did I meet? I think that's pretty much it. Like, and David Tag, that guy is like 1 million subs. Like, holy shit. He started in COVID. She uses a lot of indicators. Might be interesting for the ones. Yo, pleasure, Patrick. And thanks for jumping in. Thanks for attending the live as well. Give my warm greetings to Tamara as well, and the kids. I haven't met them, but they're probably around somewhere. Kunz, you looking for a flat? Yeah, it would work with a wave 4. So yes, in that case, you know, time-wise, so preferably, if we have our 1 and 2, then we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we look for a bigger range. So yes, it would be nice to look for a flat structure. Depending on the time of your C, it might only be a first structure, as in like a W, X, Y, and then. Yeah, so yeah, but the fact you took the low here increases the probabilities to still look for low, even if you come back up. Of course, you don't want to see the 618 hit. Now, in this case, the 618, by the way, this Fibonacci is pulled from the high to the low of your 3. It will not change. So you're not going to change it to this low. because this over here could be a wave B low, which is a corrective low. You want to take the 3 low. So the 618 invalidation stands still. And time-wise, yeah, it would be nice. We're still at support. We hit the daily now, right? So here we first hit the weekly, now we hit the daily. And preferably a wave 4 again of a higher degree moves to the wave 4 of a lower degree, which is this range. And then somewhere there you find the resistance. In one of your live streams, tagged you on Discord. Okay, I'll make sure to check it out. Thanks, Solid Fab. In one of your live streams, you showed how you organize your trading view. Cannot find it anymore. Quite simply, so you know how to make folders. If not, then 1 second. So imagine you use different tools, this, and all of these are different tools, right? So you press on brush or you select the whole thing. And then over here, you have create a group of drawings. And you can then rename it, right mouse click, rename. So that's like a folder. Now, or like these lines, right? So the sections I have is quite simply done with horizontals. So, and they're below 0. Let me, so there we go. So here are all my horizontal lines at minus 17K to 19K. And these are just the horizontal lines. So you just use this horizontal ray, place it below 0. Oh, wow. I just randomly, accidentally clicked on, never mind. I thought it was impressive, but it's still quite a, I mean, it's quite a big range for 0, but it's not 0. So you just use this and then you rename your horizontal array to the stripes. I use the stripes, but I've seen people use emoticons as well. You can use whatever. And then you just drag this down and then you can select like, oops, not in a folder. And then you create a section. You know, so that's how you can do it. Soldiers had no wicks. Good one. I'm not sure about that. Like I don't use the candlestick patterns. Yes, we decided together with our kids, of course. The kids are like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. You know, just do it. What can go wrong? You know, like it's a great opportunity. You were literally at the low of the market. And it's, I think, wasn't it, I think Tamara told me that, but I'm not too sure, it was a long night, that one of the kids is interested in trading, like teaching him to trade. Where in Spain do you live? We're living at Javia at the moment. You're also gonna sell everything? Yeah, so when I met Mark in the Netherlands, which Mark, when did, sorry about that. Mark, when did we meet? It was getting quite fresh. So it must have been like last year, either early this year or the end of last year. I kind of forgot, but oh yeah, the day before King's Day. Yeah, that's true. Was quite fresh actually, but yeah. So Mark wants to go to the south and go to the sun, and especially Spain, but for private reasons, like and private environment reasons, I guess, like family reasons, he's in the Netherlands. But his dream would be to move around, and Spain is definitely on his agenda. World school traveling, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I spoke about with you guys, or especially also Tamara, about that. Yeah, like they learn not necessarily in schools, but of course from their experiences, and then partly with some homeschooling. But it's the world knowledge. I mean, it's. You can't get that from like aardrijkskunde op school of zo, weet je. like yeah, virtual reality might get you relatively far nowadays, but it's not real life. Almost 15 is trading with us. Yeah, exactly. I hate the autumn and the winter. Yo, Mark, in France, it's like 5:15, you know, in winter. 5 to 15 degrees. Nice amount of volume. Tuesday 4 p.m. So tomorrow at 4 p.m. there's some stuff going on, and then on Thursday as well. Would be nice to look for a wave 5 around these areas if we continue ranging here. Yeah, look, tell the teachers. Yeah, I fully agree. Like, I was like, okay, so math for me was the worst topic. I wasn't that good in math, in some elements at least. Some parts I was really good, and some others I wasn't. And generally I was like, yo, I got this calculator, right? Like, probably the Dutchies know, like, you got to buy that massive calculator with like 100 buttons for high school. And I was like, so, yo, I can just do everything on the calculator. Why do I need to do it out of my head? And I get the idea, of course. I know the answer, but at the same time, especially when I was at school at the time, I was like, man, you know, why, please? But I understand where it comes from. It's the same as, I guess, the kids that nowadays make their tests and stuff with ChatGPT. They're like, oh, I can just use ChatGPT, you know? Yeah. I saw his interviews on YouTube. He's really here. Internet didn't even exist when I was at school. I learned to type on a 10 kilogram typewriter. Yeah, how times have changed, eh? How times have changed. I got to say, I actually did learn typing on a typewriter. Because when you learn to type on a typewriter, you can't remove your errors. So it's good for the teacher to check how you're doing. So in Hayes, where I grew up back in the day, I went on typing lessons. My parents put all of the kids on typing lessons, and I was typing on a typing machine. Yeah, typewriter. Yeah, that's how I learned. Yeah, I'm very happy they put me on it, because it significantly improved my speed and blind typing, and yeah, the good old Texas Instruments. Yep, that's it. Yeah. And then you also had like the smart asses that could play Snake on these things and other type of games and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, high school. I'm not missing school, to be honest. Like, it was fun as long as it lasted, but yeah. I was a good student, as in, like, I studied for all the tests and I always did a lot of work, but I had to, because else I'm failing. So I always put in a lot of effort. But during my medical study in Amsterdam in my 4th year, that's when I decided to grab the opportunities that I got in the gaming and esports industry, which is my background. Yeah, I never went back. So that's where my life changed. That's one of the... I made 2 really, really big decisions in my life so far, just career-wise. One is quitting medical school to follow my entrepreneurial journey, because I already had a lot of stuff going on, but I was having a time problem. So I followed my entrepreneurship choice, and here we are eventually, many years later, of course. But yeah, so that was choice 1. And it's also like choices based on like my feeling, you know, like your gut feeling. And the second one was actually stopping quitting a startup company that I had, and just a focus on, YouTube because I just enjoy it more. So that was like a choice that was really based on what do I enjoy more, what do I like more, I enjoy this a lot more. I enjoy the community, helping people, and I mean the other business was also helping people. It was just a different industry, different vibe. So helping people with gaming children, which I still can if you got gaming kids and you got an issue. I got all sorts of like models and step-by-step guides to make sure that you get back to where you want to be. But in real life, it's just a different type of industry, a lot of government-related stuff as well. Of course, generally quite a lot of negativity at the beginning, but very rewarding later. But it's very difficult to... I tried starting it with a team, which failed twice as well. I don't know. It's not really something that worked. So... when did you realize that you have a photographic memory? You're asking the wrong person. Sometimes, I guess everyone now and then remembers like something like a certain number or like out of the blue. But I definitely do not have a photographic memory. When I studied for my tests, my medical study, hours. Like I was studying till 10 p.m. Trying to get that stuff in my head. And then I made a summary of the book, and then I made a summary of the summary, and then a summary of the summary of the summary. And then you study, and then you just hope that you pass the test. And then the moment you pass it, you just forget half of what you studied a few weeks later, until you then eventually use it in the hospital, and then you have to get back into it. Do you think Amsterdam, guys, Mark, please, do you think Amsterdam is a good medical university to study medicine? I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I think it's a great one. Yeah. So I studied biomedical sciences at the Radboud University in Nijmegen. So for the people that are here, we did the Elliott wave analysis at the beginning of the stream. Probably have to write this down. And just pin it because we are going left and right. So I studied biomedical sciences in Nijmegen for 3 years. And the reason I studied that is because I was not accepted to start the medical study. So in the Netherlands, there's like a lottery system. Only if you have on high school, we have a numeric system of 0 or 1 to 10. So your lowest grade is a 1 and the highest is 10. So if you got a 10 for a test, you did exceptionally well, no? Now, if you have higher than an 8 average between all of the topics, you got automatically accepted to start the medical study. But my average was 7.3. So I had to go in the lottery. And then what happens is per category, which is 6, 7, 7, 8, and then, like average or even halves, I think 6 and then 6.5, 6.57. There's an X amount of percentage people that get accepted. And I didn't. So I had to start something else, which then became medical sciences or biomedical sciences, because it's the closest related study to the medical area. So I did that in Nijmegen and did that a year, then tried to get into the medical study again. But again, for the second time, they didn't accept that. Well, it's not about acceptance. I just didn't have the luck. Maybe there was a reason, but I didn't have the luck to get accepted. And then I started my second year in biomedical sciences in Nijmegen. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to finish this. So I did 3 years, finished my bachelor's. And then in my third year, I figured that in Nijmegen, what you can do is have a pre-master program. Right? So in Nijmegen, there is like this year where you can switch from biomedical sciences to the Master of Medicine. So you're basically doing the Bachelor of Medicine in 1 year instead of 3. But in your biomedical sciences 3 years of study, you already had quite a lot of topics from the medical bachelor, so you can kind of do everything in 1 year. That was a crazy year, not gonna lie. And then I passed that year, but then I was like, okay, now I have a choice to make, because not everyone knows, but I used to be a professional gamer, and in the racing game Trackmania, for like not League of Legends or Counter-Strike, I know, oh, you're professional. It got me to where I am today. But still, that was my work. And I knew that if I was going to go into the hospital, because year 1 and 3 in medicine is theory, and then 4 and 6 is like practice, your internship, you're in the hospital. I knew, like, yo, with the hours that I'm going to make, there's no way I can combine my professional esports career with my study. There's like no chance. So I spoke to the university in Nijmegen, and they already knew me, because every time I had a world championship or whatnot, I asked them, like, yo, you know, I got this going on. Can I skip this? Can I miss this test and do it later? Or can I do it earlier or whatever? So they kind of knew who I was. And then I asked them, like, okay, can I get a special program, or, you know, or more flexibility for my internships, because there's no way I can, like, you know. But in Nijmegen, their intern program from year 4 and to year 6 is so tight, like fully packed. They don't have the flexibility. So then I was like, okay, I got a problem here. So that's when I got in touch with professors, and eventually I got in touch with a professor in Amsterdam, and we had a meeting, and then she was like, yo, so why don't you try to get a professional sports status in the country? Which in the Netherlands is called a topsport status. And I was like, but esports is not regarded as a sport. So how does it work? Because you need to go through the NOC-NSF, which is the National Olympic Committee, else you can't get it. And she was like, let's try. So for 6 months, we tried, we spoke to the NOC-NSF, National Olympic Committee. We spoke to the university directors and their whole team. I needed signatures from international federations. I needed contracts from my team. I had to show my results and because you can only get a top sport status if you belong in the, I think it's top 10 of your individual sport. But of course, esports officially is not recognized in the country as a sport. So it makes life difficult. So I had to show all of this stuff to all of these different like people and organizations. But after 6 months, they accepted me. So I was allowed to start at the AMC, because this professor was in Amsterdam, not in Nijmegen. And Nijmegen was, well, you know, it said we can't keep you, but they didn't provide me the flexibility. And in Amsterdam they could, because the university kind of like invested in me to do the gap year from biomedical sciences to medical master, the pre-master program. And now, just before I actually become a doctor in Nijmegen, I go to Amsterdam. It's the way it is. So I went to Amsterdam, and after 6 months and stuff, I got the top sport status, and yeah, you know, and what to say? You know, the rest is history. So then I studied in Amsterdam, and every now and then I had like an event or a world championship or whatever, and I was allowed to take time off and then do whatever I had to do afterwards or earlier. And also sometimes I just took my books and everything with me to study while traveling. So like you can go to the news. I actually have it here. Like there's so many. It's so not updated. Like it's, oh man, there's so much more here, but you know, also in 2024, but I'm not really updating this a lot anymore. But this is in the Netherlands, all of the news items that I've been in, which is partly, let's go to 2017, which is here. This is where things really kicked off. here, like RTL News. Like these are some big channels in the Netherlands. Not many people won't know what this is, but I don't know if this is still live. Is this still live? No, it's too old. Let's see if is this one still live? Yeah, no, this one is still live. Nice. So yeah, I was 24 at the time. I'm now 32, by the way. So oh, I need to accept cookies. Okay, let's do that. Yo, thanks, man. You got my cookies now, bitch. Yeah, and then this video from my other YouTube channel. yeah, and that's how I got to the university in Amsterdam, and then I studied there, or I started my internship in 2017 September, when I came back from my backpacking trip in South Africa that I started early October till mid-September, and then when I came back on Monday the university started. That South Africa trip, by the way, is the reason why Ashley is my wife, because she is South African. I didn't meet her there, but it happened after. And also 6 years later. And yeah, so I started university, internships, and in the 6th month, which was like, I love surgery. I respect surgeons and doctors in general, but I respect surgeons so much that it's such a fascinating job. And I especially loved cardio surgery. I've seen many open heart surgeries, and also actually many neuro, but mainly cardio, because it fascinates me. The heart is fascinating. And it so happened that during the surgery internship, first day, first or second, can't really remember, was the day I walked out of university, because I made my choice. I spoke to the universities, like the person I had to speak to, and said, "Yo, I got a lot going on in the esports industry. I was slowing down on I was still a professional esports player, but I also was a television host on Fox Sports, which later became ESPN, which I did every Tuesday. So I was on TV. I became a public speaker as well. I got asked for consultancy jobs, but I couldn't help or work with companies like Vodafone and Populous and other companies because of university. So eventually I made the choice, like, okay, now I want to try that. So then in my favorite topic, I decided to, okay, yeah, I got to go. And I by the way, it sounds very easy. It took me 3 to 4 months to make that decision. On which minute is the probabilities? I don't know, 10, 15. It's quite early. So, yeah, and that was my last day ever in university. I walked out. I went home in my 30 square meter cubicle, because that's student life, and sat on the couch and was like, okay, what's next? Because now I had to go at it. Yeah, so that's when I had the opportunity to work with several businesses, made enough money to sustain myself, and yeah, that it was only up from there. Started a few businesses, and some went well, and some others didn't, but that was like, messing around and finding my space, and eventually things went very well. And then only later I came in touch with trading. So yeah, that's basically my story. So is Amsterdam a great place? Yo, I love the University of Amsterdam, man. It's the reason I was able to study like medicine in combination with my esports career. Besides the fact it's a great facility, great people, great professors. Yeah, I really enjoyed my time there, but I made a difficult choice, and yeah. Well, probably have to when I'm back in the Netherlands, I should definitely see the professor that helped me to get the status. I think I will regret it at the end of my days if I do not speak to her once more, because I didn't speak to her when I left university because there was so much going on and I was a little bit scared at the time. And yeah, and it's already so many years ago, but yeah, I should message her. So, and now here we are. So yeah, but of course there's many great universities in the country, and there's depending on what you're looking for. But from a medical point of view, I think the best ones are usually Radboud. Groningen apparently is good, but it never attracted me because it's so far north. Amsterdam, Maastricht. Maastricht has a different way of doing, of learning the theory. It's more problem-based instead of more like the books. You still need to learn the books, but I think it's more cake, like per casus. So, yeah. Can find multiple scenarios. Can't. Yeah, this is only one scenario. It's my life in a nutshell. Yeah, yeah. We got from Elliott waves into talking about stuff. Like in the beginning, we do Elliott waves, and then later, and here we are. So let me have a quick look here because I was chatting. Is Koens your real name? No, my real name is without the Z. Yeah, that is where I saw you for the first time on TED as I was preparing for my kid way before we met on Discord. The world is small. Yeah, bear a bit. Yeah, I know. You told me, yeah. You saw that video before you got in touch with me, which was quite interesting. Yeah. It's a small world sometimes. What's up, Rudy? How you doing, man? You covered Corona resulting in Rudy Corona. 1-0. Good job, man. Hopefully you're feeling good, feeling better, and pick up live again. Get to trading. Did I say hi or just 1 to 2? You did now. What's up, Mr. Brown Bug? How you doing, man? Story of my life. I mean, if I had to choose between the mod or Patrick, Sibel, kids gaming online? Yeah, Fortnite and FIFA. I don't know, Mark, but I think you can have a great evening with him while enjoying a beer. For sure. How was your day? What's up, Matt? How you doing, man? Yeah, my day was good. We had a good live stream in the afternoon. Generally, that's of course where most people are active. In the middle of the day, everyone's awake pretty much. I think actually, Mark probably knows better, but I think during the afternoon streams, we generally have when we start the analysis, 250 people jumping in, and then when we get to chatting and Q&A, which is what we do now, we usually end up between 100 and 150. Sometimes there's still 200 people listening to me, chatting Q&A with all of you guys. But not everyone sticks around, as of course the core content is Elliott waves. But yeah, that was fun. We had a good stream and good morning update. I do notice it's not easy with all the content to put a lot of hours into some work that has to be done in the background, like the Elliott wave PDF and stuff. It's quite difficult to get to it because of the content as well. And then of course you still want to go to the gym and you want to eat as well during the day. So but yeah, I mean, it's been a great day. We're moving forward every day. No? My position is downside. Yusuf, first of all, welcome. Second, I am not a financial advisor. Third, the probabilities are still higher. From an Elliott wave point of view, and this is by no means financial advice because you got to do you, my friend. I don't care if you're up or down, win or lose. The probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view are higher to still take this low. However, probabilities from an impulsive perspective are higher to look for a wave 4, which means that you can be ranging here for longer, right? So nothing goes down or up in a straight line. Could sometimes, but generally that's not the case. So we are waiting for a bigger wave 4 to form. invalidation of wave 4 is 64.9, or actually 65k. So if you hit that, probability still increase. This is an ABC, but probabilities are higher for an impulse now. So so that's the probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view. Your bullish count is ABC, but currently already had lower probabilities in the morning and the afternoon, and now still. So yeah, the bearish scenario still looking for lower, has higher probabilities. 4, 5. What's the name of your channel? Just Be Free Family. Yeah, I just put it on. I had it on my stream earlier. He loves blood. I'm definitely not afraid of blood. No. But I especially love surgery. Like, it's just so fascinating how the body is made. Like, man, I really enjoyed it. And it's also the room, the space, the teamwork, the focus, the details. Oh man, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. I love the human body. And I love the fact from a very young age, I asked a surgeon in Nijmegen, or actually I just emailed the department, but I wrote an email. I was like 14 or 15 years old, and I wrote an email with the help of my parents to ask if I was allowed to be a spectator during a surgery in the Radboud University of Nijmegen. So you got this little kid, right? And then there was this surgeon. I wrote it to the department. Department sent it to a surgeon. Surgeon replied, "Yo, Koen, when works for you?" You know, and I was like, "Yo, shit, that's great. That was awesome." So I then saw my first ever surgery when I was, 14, 15, max 15 years old, and I have him on LinkedIn, by the way, this surgeon as well. We connected when I grew older, but he was amazing. The first surgery I ever saw was a surgery where, so first of all, it wasn't an open surgery. So like, I forgot all of the official names. That's how quick it goes. But it was a surgery done in the belly with the the sticks. So it's like playing a video game. But there were two surgeries after one another that I saw. The first one was that someone needed to have his colon removed, at least a part, which was quite interesting. Especially, of course, when it comes out, like you actually see what a colon looks like a part of your like bigger intestines, which is interesting. But the second one was actually more interesting, where a person had stones in the gallbladder. Help me out here. Laparoscopic, thanks, Obelix. So laparoscopic surgery. But the second patient had stones in the gallbladder, and gallbladder. So it had to be removed, and when it was removed, the doctor asked me, "Do you want to see the stones?" And I was like, "Sure." And then he said, "Just grab that knife over there." And so, by the way, the bladder, right, was already on the table next to the patient. Just an FYI here. And he was like, "Yo, just grab that knife over there. Put on some rubber gloves, right? Grab the knife and just cut it, right?" And so I did. Man, I was so tiny when I was like 15 years old that I had to stand behind the surgeon or around the table, because I moved around on top of like this little like elevation, so I could actually see what they were doing, because I couldn't see. I wasn't big enough. Yeah, really cool. Interesting times, yeah. Yeah, the good old times. On which minute is the conclusion and probabilities? I don't know. It's somewhere in the beginning. But if you want to know the probabilities, we literally only did this part, and the probabilities are higher for an impulse down, which is a bearish scenario, compared to an ABC down. And we are looking for a wave 4 to form the size and time, preferably of wave 2 or longer, which means passing this 1-to-1 preferably for 4. We are at support still. So, it's absolutely still potential for a longer 4, but we got to wait. In general, probabilities are still higher to at a later stage take out the low though, because we now took this low here. So that's the probabilities basically in a nutshell. Today my daughter went to the Leiden University to orient. That's nice. That's nice. That period where you go to different universities and see which one feels best. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting process. Also, in a way, it might be nerve-wracking as a student, going to a new university. But good luck, Catherine, to your daughter. What's up, Rodney? How you doing? Mark, I normally catch your reruns cause being in Michigan. I see. Well, you're live now, but I do have to go soon, though. Originally from Texas. What kind of doctor would you have liked to be? Cardio surgeon. Period. No, there's no other choice I would make. It was that. Like I knew very early on, I knew like, like if I'm going to be a surgeon, which my goal was to be a surgeon, that's what I'm going to be. Yeah. Wait, let me see if I can get you something. I might actually have something interesting. 1 second. Yo, I can't find it, man. So I have this like, we moved to France and there's still a few boxes, so it might be in there. But I have this like one of the cardio surgeons in Utrecht. He gave me a it's not a book. It's like A4 paper, like with like all sorts of information about the heart, which he made when and he gave it to me when I interned there for a few surgeries. And I have it here somewhere, and it has pictures and everything. It's fascinating. I love it. Anyway, he could play Dexter. We're going to watch Dexter tonight very soon. I was amazed to know that the human heart has neurons. How did you get 64,900? Because I pulled it from the high of 2 to the low of 3. 2 to 3. And then your invalidation is 64.9. Connecting the right pipes, if only. In the city, me and Ashley are from Cape Town. Cape Town. If those white walls would have some blood stains, yeah, like I can be like Dexter and put a doll here and then like start slapping with hammers and starting my studies in Munich in a week's time. Good luck, Janis. Good luck, yo. And enjoy as well. Surely, were you trained on cutting in a surgery before that? Were you trained on cutting in a surgery before that? That sounds like suddenly being on the spot. My dad wanted me to go into the field, but I was a STEM girl. Okay, I see. That's a nice industry though, surely. Yeah. So of course, when I was 15 years old, I didn't know anything about, like, I never studied the body, but I was fascinated by it. And the gallbladder was just on the instrument table, like separated, of course, from the body, and it was just like, just cut it, and just put it there, and whoop. It's super easy. It's just like a small little balloon, and you just, and it doesn't pop, of course. It just opens, and then you see the gall, and the stones are like bright yellow, which was surprising to me. Yeah, fascinating. But I didn't have any experience before that. No. Yeah. Gladly, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't force it, like your children are not you. Like it's something, especially during my time when I helped parents with gaming children. We quite often had that discussion, like, the parents want their kid to go or a certain direction, but the kid wants B, and sometimes B is is the opposite, or it's just not in line with what a parent wants. But the thing is, it's your kid, you should just support the kid, like yeah. It's very difficult, and usually what happens, as I experienced in the field, is the kid listens to the dad or mom and starts to do this instead of this, and then 2 years down the line or after the study, they're like, nah, it was the wrong choice, and now I'm old enough, I'm gonna make my own decision, and then they go and do actually what they wanted to do, but now they have a couple of years delay. So yeah, like I also had the luck myself as well that my parents supported me in whatever I did, even when I quit med school. And it was at the beginning, the first few days was quite difficult for my mom to be like, like that decision. I did have an opportunity to go back 1 year later, by the way. It wasn't like fully closed, the book, but yeah, they've always supported me and let me figure out my way, and same with my brothers as well. And I think that's a great way to go about it. You can't force stuff like that, And I guess people probably know from there when they were a kid, back in the day. I really love listening to your life story. Yeah, thanks, Sibel. Yeah, it's quite fascinating. There's still so many people chilling here while we talk about everything and nothing. I need to go eat something. I will starve to death. You'll be on my surgery table, yeah? Enjoy the week and trade Seifu. Exactly. Cheers, Thunderin. Enjoy, man. What's up, Michigan, man? How you doing, 4-star strength? We're not there yet. We're working on it, eh? We're working on it. Welcome to Prof. Dr. Koen's Crypto Surgery. Yeah, so I don't have professor, I don't have doctor, because you actually need to finish your medical study 6 years. I am DRS. So I think in the Netherlands it's Dr. Anders. No? So yeah, DRS. That's my title. And then I also, because I studied biomedical sciences. I think it's BA. So I am BA DRS Scholars in that case, I think. Cutting bladders, knife cutting in blue. Yeah, sounds like crypto. Exactly. How did we end up here? No, it's a completely different industry, but that's always what people told me. Like, I was a medical student and a biomedical sciences student while being a professional gamer. It's like, you know. So you can be a huisarts. No, I would need to finish. So I can work in a hospital, but I can't make the decisions. Like you gotta finish your 6 years. And if you want to be a huisarts, you can after 6 years, and then you move into that area of expertise. Yeah. I graduated from medical school and even worked as a doctor in an emergency clinic for 4 months, but I still couldn't find exactly which department I wanted to do. Obelix, it sounds like it's in the past. Did you make a choice between finishing med school and what you do now, or are you actually working still in the medical field but now on a department that you do want to do, or you're still maybe working in the emergency clinic? So I worked in the emergency clinic for 1 month because it was part of my internship. So the we're in the middle of the night, like night shift, day shift, and then night shifts. You have the people coming in with problems. I gotta say, usually, like, most of the patients that I got had like, this guy had a headache, and this one just, migraine or whatever, which is also a headache. But then the people that are dizzy or eat something wrong. But sometimes you get like the people coming in that actually have something going on, which is of course most interesting, because then you can actually like actively like do something and mean something to that person. Yeah, there were some crazy casus, as we say them in like in the Netherlands, like crazy patients that came in during the nights and stuff as well. The repenting and loss of percentage of life poses with parents not good. I think about that for my kids about all the time. Yeah, and I can imagine like it's not easy that if a kid wants to do like, so as a parent, of course, you're very proud, right? Like your kid is like, your number one. But I have met parents with my line of work where their kid was like a representation of their position in society, almost like, oh, look at my kid. My kid is the best in the football team, and he is the best at school, and he is the best and this. And like the parent becomes like very confident because, look at my kid, and they're like, push, gotta do that, gotta do this. And as long as the kid is like happy with the choices himself or herself and is motivated to do all of that stuff, it's perfectly fine, no? But the problem comes that when you got a kid that maybe doesn't want to do university at all, he just wants to get into work, or he wants to go to the army, he wants to start his own business, he wants to become a plumber, whatever, doesn't matter. Every line of work, whatever you do is great if it works for you, right? You don't have to be Jeff Bezos 2.0. Or whatever 2.0, right? You are your individual, your own choices, you got your own like interests. And that's where things can get tricky if you have like the parents that are like the paradepaardjes, like the ones that are like, oh, look at mine, yeah, I raised that one, and then they choose something and they're like, oh no, you're not gonna do that, you're gonna do something else. And that's where the shit starts. And I've seen it in real life, like many times, because it was just part of the work I did. So back in the day, and that's when you get all the discussions and the drama and the fights, and then the kids moving into games, place to relax, not listening, blah blah, and it becomes very difficult. Can become very difficult. Of course, I see a niche environment, but still. It's definitely something that happens. I'm BS Dutch, not DRS. Michael Burry was also a doctor and one of the best economic analysts who did great in 2008. Interesting. I don't know, maybe we can find a confluence between being a doc and trading. Obelix, quit your job, but I can't say I'm going to be this hard like you, and I can't get motivated. Okay, I see. You know, like as difficult as a choice that can be, right? Quit my job. Maybe you already have something else going, maybe not. But if you made the choice and then so far without thinking about it anymore, without regret, you made the good choice. You know, like I saw this video the other day of a guy online. Let me see if I can find him. He was a surgeon. I think he was a neurosurgeon. And he quit his job after, I don't know, 10 years. Neurosurgeon quit. Must be able to find the guy. There we go. There we go, found him. So I watched this video literally from start to finish. I was an MIT educated neurosurgeon. Now I'm unemployed and alone in the mountains. How did I get there? Like, so this guy, not like this is all you see for the video, and he talks for 47 minutes. I watch it from start to finish. And he talks about the industry, his choice, the difficulties, what he does now, and 2 decades, so like almost 20 years actually. And it's just like, and it's an interesting story which you might want to actually check. Yeah. Like, so I mean, arguably you can say I also quit my medical job. I was still a student, but you know, I was very, very much going into that direction. But I would have never, period, changed my choice. And you will I guess you will feel like quite quickly if you made the right choice. After you made it and you're a few weeks either doing something else, or maybe try starting a business, or you're trading, right? And maybe trading is your business or whatever, but you'll quite quickly know like, okay, I made a good decision, and you get the freedom to now look for other stuff. Now I'm preparing for an exam for a specialization. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Sorry, I didn't read this part. I saw this, but not this. Okay, so you are preparing for an exam for a specialization. Yeah, but then, look, like quitting the job gave you an opportunity to spend time to go into a specialization. Huh? So, yeah, could be a great plus plus. Would you still consider choosing the medical path? Like the path I'm on now and what I've done in the years after, to me, is a life and a lifestyle that I would have never gotten, at least not in this period of time, as a dog. And I really enjoy what I do now. If I'm older and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna get it because I want to, then it's very much just I want to. But I would, yeah, it would be like I have nothing else to do, so you know, I'll just try to become a heart surgeon if I can. You know, you. But now I'm still in the midst of like. I've been an entrepreneur now for 7 years almost. Yes, no, 8. This is my 8th year, I think. No, seven, right? I know. And I really enjoy the entrepreneurial stuff, like building the companies, solving the problems. You know, it's constantly problem solving, but finding the opportunities, helping people left and right, different industries. Yeah, I really enjoy what I do. Wouldn't change it. So short term, no, but maybe, you know, long time in the future, I'm like, you know what? Might actually try, but I honestly think it's not gonna happen. You know, like I love the field, as in like I have a lot of interest. I love the human body. I love the heart, but it's very unlikely I'll go back into it, unless it's like, yeah, you know, why not? Later. If the kids have a big talent and smart, the parents must guide them to push their potential. They can become a professional. Yeah, it's like being a mentor. No? Being a mentor. I agree. Used to be culture too. That's appreciate the progress. Yeah. Cultural differences. Yeah, true. Some cultures are very hardcore with direction, you know, with kids. Going to start from the beginning. Oh, what's up, Joel? Nice to hear the banger one more, this song. Is this the bottom? Unlikely. Probabilities are higher to at a later stage still take this low here. But preferably range for a longer period of time here. Sideways without hitting 64.9. Is it the start of wave 5? We're still at support, so I can't say yes to that. As long as you're above support, you would need to lose it as a bare minimum. For now, it's actually quite slow price action, so there's definitely the opportunity to still continue ranging in a wave 4 before a 5 later. Oku, welcome. Milo, what's up? Good to have you here, guys. He BS as in bullshit. He was talking about the titles, you know, if you're a doctor, DR. So I have DRS and DRS indeed. What are the probabilities for Bitcoin now? Higher for an impulse compared to an ABC, because also price took the low, but it didn't change compared to the morning. So probabilities are higher for an impulse at the moment compared to an ABC. You know? That's what we're looking for. Yeah. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna call it a night. It was great chatting with all of you. Yo, gotta go to the hairdresser, no? What the hell? Cut off my wings. But no, thanks for chatting, everyone. Of course, the analysis was done at the beginning. I will put the timestamp in. And yeah, of course, it was a lot chat. This is evening live stream stuff. Like it's a lot chatting and, you know, everything but the charts. In the beginning, we analyzed the chart, and then, you know, sometimes in the middle of the stream, we answer some questions. But based on all of your messages, we spoke about a lot of other stuff as well. So always interesting. You never know. Like during streams, we can go anywhere. So thanks everyone for being here. Have a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you live in the world. No? And yeah, I will speak to you tomorrow again. So tomorrow afternoon, we go back to the real deal, right? So normal live stream in the afternoon, analyzing the chart, focus on Bitcoin. Of course, there's always a chatting and Q&A, but usually it's very much related to the chart. And tomorrow morning will be a video. So let's see if anything changes between now and when I wake up in the morning. No, so let's see. So yeah, thanks guys. And yo, Patrick, thanks for popping in as well. The channel of Patrick is called Be Free Bitcoin, Be Free Family. What was it, Patrick? Can you share it? Be Free Family. What did I just? Be Free Family. No, Be Free Family. Thank you, Mark. It was just Be Free. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I forgot the word just. So it's a Dutch channel about a family that sold everything they got and then does everything through Bitcoin. They live through Bitcoin. So it's a Dutch channel, but if you're interested, check it out. And else, even they probably have English translation or whatever. So yo, thanks everyone, and I will catch you again very soon.